Well, good morning. Just wanted to show you how the tomatoes are doing. We got quite a bit of rain over the last couple of days. This is the second time we've had good rain. And the tomatoes, they seem like they're thriving pretty well. I see a little bit of rot on the end of the leaves. I think that's because the dirt got on them, and there's something about the leaves getting wet and dirt getting wet and getting dirty and stuff like that. Tomatoes are real particular, I think I heard. Anyway, so they're doing pretty well. I'm kind of anxious. Of course, I just put them in the ground 2 weeks ago after they had been little tiny things that I got in the mail. So I'm anxious for them to start growing, but you know, it's just now the beginning of April. If you live above Atlanta, we're about a month ahead of you, so that'll give you some kind of a reference. Over here real quick, I cleaned out the blackberry bushes, and I cleaned them out too much. This is where I planted bell pepper. I don't know if these are bell pepper. I just put a bunch down here and stirred them up. I don't know if those are bell pepper seeds or just weeds. Seedlings or just weeds. I'll give it a week or so and see what happens. Over here, we planted some, we let Josh plant some squash, and this is just, I guess it's a bad place, but we've got squash coming in here, and we've got a squash plant coming up here. So if looks like I've got one coming up out of the ground there. If I can get 4 or 5 of them to grow in here, then that'll be enough to where we can get some food off of them, and Connor can say that he's eaten the squash that he planted. The real excitement is over here in the big garden. Obviously the lettuce isn't coming up yet. It's only been a week. Maybe a little something right there, if you can see that. I think that might be some lettuce seeds. The corn is getting big. This one's a little smaller than this one because I transplanted these, and I did it the way they told me, and I think they're going to be okay. But it did shock them some. But I've been spraying them with the superfood. It's supposed to be stronger than the Miracle-Gro. I've been spraying them once a week with that, so I think we're going to be okay. Of course, my one turnip plant right here, my one turnip plant is growing. But over here, we're starting to see some of Josh's spinach come up, and I'm really excited about that because that's what he wanted to grow. Let me see if I can find you some good examples. I've been trying to cut back on some of those dollar weeds, but it's hard because the plants are so little. All right, so here's 2 spinach plants, and there's more down here, I believe. No, but anyway, they're coming up. Earlier today, I think I counted like 8 plants coming up, so that's good. The big news is the beans are already coming out. I counted 74 bean sprouts this morning, and I didn't count what I saw just barely poking up out of the ground. So we're going to do pretty well in bush beans. And I think bush beans, I think they're kind of like pinto beans, except they don't grow on a vine, they grow on a bush, and that's why they call them bush beans. I think it's pretty interesting to see how these come out. Let me see if I can find you a few. Here's one that's just coming out of the bean, where you can see it. Here's some sprout. I didn't count this one because it's not out of the ground enough. Here are some that are looking like they're almost ready to be a little bit more than seedlings coming up. And this young fella right here just kind of took off. Now, interestingly, that's the bean. I think that's the bean that he grew from right here. So that's kind of cool. And I didn't count this one earlier, so 75 beans coming up. So the other day when Joshua and Connor were here, they saw the beans coming up. Man, I'm walking in them. Look at me. I hope I didn't kill that girl. I'm sorry. But they started coming up, and the boys saw them, and they got really, really excited. I missed it on camera, and I wish I'd have got it, but they got genuinely, truly excited. Now here's one. That's the actual bean sitting on top of the seedling. So anyway, I'm a novice gardener, and so that's exciting to me. That's my noisy neighbor. God bless his heart. So anyway, things are coming along better than I expected this early. It's all about the kids, but I'm having fun too. I'm coming to realize that, you know, when you have kids, they help you remember the simple things in life. And then when you have grandkids, they help you to remember how exciting life is just over simple things. So once again, if you would hit subscribe, hit the bell, hit like, whatever you got to do to help us make this thing take off, we appreciate it. And if you're a parent, say yes to your kids on purpose. Put down your busy life and spend time with them. That'll come back to you when they grow up. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I recommend you listen to Harry Chapin's Something in the Spoon. Cats in the Cradle and something, whatever that song is. So listen to that. And if you've got grandkids, bring them over to the house and find something very simple in life to get them excited, and just spend time with them. If they don't live close, use Skype or something to spend time with them where they can see you and you can see them. But more important than anything else, let your grandkids know that you love them. You all have a great day.